Welcome to Service Stack Technologies Supplier Invoice Portal demonstration. So just to quickly, brief you about what we have done as part of Service Stack Technologies, I'll just quickly share a little bit of background about us. So we at Service Stack Technologies, we have our presence in India in Bangalore, Kochi, Mumbai, and Pune. And you can see that, we cover entire implementation landscape as well of ServiceNow, starting with ITSM to ITOM to ITBM and till platform. So we have a lot of platform stories. We have built a lot of products for our customers and also custom modules which are there. As part of ServiceNow Technologies, we are also the number one in terms of offering the development maturity. You can see that, and there are a couple of our stats which are like in terms of years of consultancy, and the CSAT scores which we have, and the number of days to ITSM go live is 21, and also 60 plus ServiceNow implementations, and we have almost 10 plus solutions or applications which we have developed on ServiceNow platform. Just to state a few of them, you can see on my screen that we have these solutions which we have created around asset management, smart task, docs and Supplier Invoice portal and vendor obligation and whatnot. So we work extensively as a technology partner with ServiceNow, where we are developing all these solutions on ServiceNow platform, and all these workflows. Any of your digital transformation can be automated and brought into the platform, and this is one of the best platforms which I see personally as well. Now coming back to Supplier Invoice portal, which we are going to cover today as a demonstration. So the main reason behind building Supplier Invoice portal was to bring in a lot of transparency between the invoices which you send to your customer, right? So for example, if I'm one of the companies who's working with a lot of suppliers, and I want to get a system which actually helps all my suppliers to track their invoices rather than chasing me on emails or calling my finance service desk, let's say. So what we did was we utilized ServiceNow as a platform because of the use case which our customer had, and we converted into a product as well, which is available on on Service Stack's store. Under this, what we have done is we have made provisions where you can onboard the vendors. So a vendor will be able to register himself on ServiceNow platform, provided he has a valid vendor number which has been shared with him by the company itself. So let's take an example. If ServiceStack is the one who's using it, so ServiceStack will share the vendor number with the vendor, and they will be able to, or any of their staff will be able to come to a landing page where they can register themselves. So I'll show you as well in some time. Apart from that, once the vendor has been registered, they will be receiving an email and log into the Supplier Invoice portal. So when I log into my Supplier Invoice portal, I should be able to see the total status of my invoices which are ready for payment, and awaiting resolutions and invoices paid. So you'll be able to see everything. And now quickly jumping back to my presentation with the demonstration of Supplier Invoice portal. This is the registration page. When I hit this URL, vendor portal, or or the SST vendor registration. So there's also one option at the top where you can navigate to the register page. So I'm just going to show you that I'm right now on the register page where I can pull in my information. So I'll just quickly fill in the information, which is let's say one of the vendor which is onboarding, let's say SAM Technology, and then this is the vendor name which we have given. You can also provide in some of the more information which is around tax number, VAT, or work phone or mobile phone. Let's say in my case, I can quickly push in my information here and my email address when I'm registering it. So one prerequisite is that if you can see that I have made the vendor number as mandatory, and according to your company, you can also do that. The very next thing which we are doing here is we are also making sure that it is actually we have at least some sort of analytics kick in when you're registering yourself. So here you have to look at the cross walks. So I'll just quickly, put in these and I click on verify. So you can see that now it says that you're not a robot, and I can agree to the private policy if you have any. So the moment I do that, I can click on submit. So you can see that now I'm registering myself as a vendor, and I will receive a confirmation email on my email address, which I have provided here, which contains the login URL and also the password to it. So I can quickly close it. The moment I close it, it redirects me to another page where it says the login page. And just to quickly showcase you, so now when I go to emails, I can see that the last one which I received is this one. Quickly open it and I'll show you how it looks. So when I register myself, this is the email which I'll receive in my inbox, which contains my URL, the user ID which I have to use, and the one-time password. So I just quickly copy my one-time password, and I'm gonna go back to my screen where I have to actually put this in, and system will also ask me to reset the password. So continuing with the journey, I'll go back to the login page. So I remember that the email address which I used as a vendor, which I need to look at, I can quickly do this, and I can put in the password which I just copied from the email. So I click on login. The moment I click on login, it will actually ask me to say my password, which I don't want to, but yeah, what it shows is that you have to now put in a password which I can actually say that don't use anything, and I'm just gonna put my password here, which is I think which is strong, and I click on submit, and I can say password should match. Sorry for that. I'll just quickly do that again. So you can see that there is a password match check as well, which is available, and I click on submit. So once I do the password reset, um, this is the page where it will be landing me onto. So now you can see that I have logged in, and I can see already some of the invoices which are tagged with my company already. So uh, so what we have done here is that we have done the integration with one of the backend system, which is SAP. So we're bringing all this invoices data from SAP system into ServiceNow, and we're storing it within the ServiceNow platform. So there is a set of agreed data which is further processed in SAP, but here what we're doing is we're keeping it here along with us. What I can see further on my screen is I can actually see if I need to search something, I can do that. I can see some of the hot topics which have been defined by my organization. I can see my tickets. I can create a ticket, check invoice status, and submit an invoice. So quickly, for example, if I want to browse something, let's say, I want to see any knowledge article which I want to see, or which has been published by the supplier team or the procurement team or the invoicing team. So I can see those code of conducts here, and I can read this material. But going back to my base knowledge portal, I want to see, let's say now going forward, if I want to see that, what is the total number of invoices I have. So I can just click on my total number of invoices, which will take me to the screen where I can see that what is my vendor name, my vendor number, email address. I can also create a case or submit a new invoice from here. And I can see all my information here, like what is ready for payment. I can also put a quick sort on this one, the amount which is there, and the invoice date which was there, or the vendor's invoice number which I have. So if I just want to quickly see how does it look like, I can select one of the records here, and it will bring me the information. What you also see on the screen is the stats here, so you can quickly navigate to one of these numbers as well if you want to see something. So this is the system just brought me the invoice information. So here I can see the entire invoice which has been submitted. So now I can see that what's the awaiting resolution here. All right. So if I go back to my home screen, let's say, which I was there on, and if I want to, let's say, see further, like what is invoice is awaiting resolution, I can see my specific query, which results me that, what is awaiting the resolution. And here I'm pretty much, comfortable looking at the entire PO numbers and, all this information. So let's say now I also can do another story here, which is more or less about creating a ticket. Let's say if I want to create a ticket related to one of my invoice, or can be integrated to a case as well. So I can either create a case or a ticket from here. And when I do that, it'll actually open me a form which I can use to, submit. So here I can select one of my invoice number. Let's say against this, I'm raising a, ticket that let's say, any topic which I can take related to my invoice says that we have not received the payment yet, and I can, let's say, quickly copy paste here. I can also put in my invoice number here, let's say 1351, and I can just use the same in my short description as well. And I can click on submit. I can also add any attachment if I wish to add. So the moment I register any of the ticket, it brings me to this where I can see what the details are. I can still put in drag and drop on my attachments. If I want to further conversate, I can still conversate with the team. And in the background, there's a team which is working on it, so they can also see. In future, if you want to see what my tickets are, I can quickly, also browse, and I can see my ticket which was raised. So there are multiple places we have given, where you can see my tickets from the top and also from the landing portal also. So there are two places where you can see these two tickets. So that is one part. And if I quickly move on, this is a little slow. Probably it's because my demo system is running a little slow today, but ideally it is very, very quick in terms of pulling in the information, whatever you want to see. So another one was if I want to go to my ticket, I can still go to my ticket from my landing page, and I can still click on this and it'll fetch me the information and display all the data which is required. A simple reason behind that is, the infra on which the demo instances are hosted are a little slower, right? So going back to my main page, and just to cover another story here, let's say, I want to check, I can also go and check invoice status and either click on this one. But another one which is also pretty much there is, let's say if I want to do a submit invoice, what it does is it takes me to a, information page where I have to enter a valid number before I submit any invoice. So I can pick in one of the invoice numbers. I'll just quickly take a look at one of my invoices numbers, purchase orders, let's say, and I'll take one of the valid purchase orders against my against my invoice. So let's say I'm taking one of the purchase order here. I click on submit. The moment I click on submit, it'll actually fetch in the details from my purchase order and give me a screen where I can submit my invoice further. Screen loads up, it will fetch in some of the information by default, like what's the vendor name, what's the vendor number, global vendor name, and some of the information which is required. Here I can add in some amount, like here, or payment amount or currency which I want, which is dollar, let's say, and I can put in short description for XYZ services, let's say, and similarly I can just copy paste here, and in the additional comments I want to put in. So we can also make these vendor invoice numbers and these dates as read only to open. So that is pretty much possible. So right now, one of our demonstration had a requirement that they want to fetch in all these details automatically. So that's why we didn't do it. But yeah, just to submit my invoice, I can attach the copy of my, any of the invoice which is there. I can do that, and I can attach it, and I click on save. The moment I click on save, the invoice will be registered, and the integration with SAP in the background can push that invoice number to SAP system where the further processing can happen, or it can also be inbuilt into ServiceNow, where we are actually further working on the next level of our product, wherein we can further will be able to, the moment you put in the invoice, the system will be smart enough to use AI in the background and pull in all the information from the invoice and, populate onto the screen. And the moment, I attach the invoice and I have this data on my screen, I can further tweak it and submit it. And, system can go into, let's say, any sort of processing further, any workflow where it goes for an approval to different departments. Once they approve, the project manager approves, and then we can further, issue the payment instructions from ServiceNow itself. That is our target. I mean, which we are working on, and quickly we will be moving towards that itself. So this covers up more or less fairly all your invoices, whatever you have submitted to the team. You can see the status here. You can check your invoice status. You can submit the ticket or submit the invoice. You can check your tickets, and you can do fairly some more stuff. So this is one of the portals which we have created. If anything else which is required around this same workflow, that can also be done. We are also planning to bring in a managed team. So for example, if I'm the primary contact for my company, which is a SAM technology, I can manage who else from my team can have access. I can disable the accounts or enable the accounts based on people who are leaving in or joining the company. So those kind of things which we're still working on, but pretty soon I think we'll be done with these add-ons which we are planning to bring in. First is automated invoice processing, and the other ones are managing the team, and also working on some more use cases which are around this entire supply invoice portal. So that is something which I wanted to showcase today, and thanks a lot for your time. Please feel free to drop in your suggestions at info@servicestack.io. We'll be more than happy to look at your use cases and work towards those, and incorporate those into our product as well. Thanks a lot for your time and listening in.